our colleague, Veronica, who's going to pick up on some of the specifics that actually came out of that testimony and, of course, the subsequent interrogation by the evidence leader and the commissioners. Veronica?
Well, good evening, Vuyo, and to you, Aldrin. And I think I'd like to start off by saying if viewers at some point felt lost in the cross-examination of suspended Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi, well, they wouldn't be alone. It was jittery, long explanations, and even at some times, quite literally sweating in the hot seat. It really was a long day, and understandably so, given the litany of scathing allegations that have been leveled against Mkhwanazi, both within EMPD, but also here before the very commission. But some of the key moments that stood out today from the testimony was Mkhwanazi himself conceding to the fact that it was wrong for him to sign 2 agreements that would see a private company fitted with blue and red vehicles, well, blue and red lights. These are lights, of course, belonging to law enforcement. These particular 2 companies would be Medicare 24 as well as CAT VIP Protection, companies belonging to crime boss Vusimusi Cat Matlala, ultimately rendering his vehicles untouchable on the roads as far as it comes to law enforcement, as they were registered as vehicles belonging to the Metro, and not just the Metro, but the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. But we also heard as well, Vuyo, that in fact Mkhwanazi enjoyed a very close working relationship with Matlala, and this would be an endless working relationship that we'd first start seeing coming to the fore back in April 2022. This would be at the State of the City address, where CAT VIP was essentially used to protect the first citizen of the city of Ekurhuleni at the time, being Mayor Tanya Campbell. Well, he says this was a mutual benefit and came at no cost to the city. He told the commission that he simply couldn't resist what was a charitable gesture. Have a listen.
The operational plan was developed, it was signed by people who are supposed to sign it, and it was finalized. I just want clarity on this. The operational plan, if I understood you correctly, made provision for the deployment of CAT protection services.
Yes, in that operational plan, he was part of it, yes, made. Fully agree. As
far as you know, who was going to pay for the cost of CAT protection services being part of the operation plan?
Oh, I forgot to mention, just that I was summarizing. It was at no cost to the city. He said, no, I'll just provide my guys to assist. You see, he didn't charge us anything. I think for him, it was part of a marketing strategy. You see, no, he didn't charge us anything. I'll be lying, Commissioner.
So both the cars, the warm bodies, the people, and the weapons, it was at no cost to the city?
Yes, Commissioner.
Because it was part of his marketing?
Yes. No, I think it was part of his marketing. Yes. But the cars are not branded. Yes. You see, they are not even writing the CAT security, private security.
Thank you.
Well, that's essentially what he told the commission, that it came at no cost. But we all know the saying that there's no such thing as a free lunch. And this was, of course, tested by evidence leader Advocate Sello, who, in fact, put it to Mkhwanazi that there was, in fact, something that this particular CAT VIP protection as well as Medicare 24 could benefit from this agreement. From the MOU that was signed, and it was displayed on the screen here in the commission, it showed, as I mentioned, an endless working relationship, but the fact that these vehicles would be fitted with these blue lights. And this is crucial because we heard the Commissioner, Ceci Boloy, touching on this particular issue just towards the end, saying that this decision to fit these blue lights and also to have some of these vehicles registered within the Metro ultimately meant that these vehicles could move around within any jurisdiction untouched. And if they were stopped, they would simply be able to present this fraudulent MOU that simply said, look, we belong to the city of Ekurhuleni, and not only that, we're also law enforcement. But have a listen to how it was put by the evidence leader.
Reading of the document, I draw my own conclusions as to why Mr. Van Wyk wanted this type of partnership. And that, in my reading, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because you know about the contents of this document and the purpose for its creation. I'll refer you to page 60 of the same document, 60. And are we at 60?
Yes.
That section starts with Ekurhuleni Police Department. By signing this MOA, Ekurhuleni Police Department agrees to their 5 bullet points underneath that. And I would like to draw your attention to the last bullet point. And my interpretation is this is why Mr. Van Wyk wanted to conclude this. And it reads, I quote, EMPD will assist with registration of vehicles under EMPD as official vehicles, quote unquote, and we will be permitted to use blue and red lights to respond for and on behalf of EMPD. The cost of this will be for Medicare 24/Annabis Protection Services, end of quote. So the benefit to Medicare was the right and the permission to use blue and red light. Do you have a comment to that?
Medicare is using red lights as a registered institution.
It could be using purple lights for all I care. I'm reading here.
No, yes.
Yes. So that was the benefit to Mr. Van Wyk.
Yes. It's business people, they may. I agree with you.
Well, Mkhwanazi was grilled even further in regards to this endless relationship between Medicare 24 and CAT VIP protection, specifically when it came back to the issue of the State of the City address. The issue of the fact that these companies were not even vetted was raised, especially given the fact that it was presented to the Commission that there was in fact a tender that was issued for security companies to be able to support EMPD members during this event. And none of the companies, of course, that were given the green light to do so were even present during that event. Instead, Mkhwanazi taking the sole decision and also presenting it as well as an operational plan, decided, of course, to go with CAT VIP, but they were not vetted. They were individuals who were unknown, but what was even more chilling, and you could really tell it from the way it was stressed in the room, was the fact that they were able to usher in and out the Mayor, Tanya Campbell, at the time. Listen to this engagement.
On the day that you deploy CAT VIP to provide protection to the Mayor, did she not have her own EMPD protectors?
Those that were driving with her, they were there, you see. But we had to add 1 or 2 cars, and others were deployed to the same VIP CAT security. Others, I think it was, 8. Others were deployed to, as I've said, others were deployed to upper buildings and everything. So, not all of them, they were escorting the executive mayor. They separated the two, they were separated.
Yes. You brought CAT VIP to provide security to Mayor Campbell. You do have VIP, and they are part of the deployment on the day, right? Now, I'm asking you, why do you assign these people you don't verify, you don't know them? You say your members knew them. That's what you've said. You don't know them. You bring them to be protectors of the first citizen of the city. You don't know them, and yet you've got your people. I would like to understand how you thought that is right to do.
But I said to you, I know the 3 of them earlier on, and I know the team leader, not Madlanga, the team leader. And I confirmed that, I know that is coming from task. The 3 of them, they are coming task force, but especially the 2 that I know, I did confirm that. As I told you that I know them. I was meeting them for the 3rd time.
Okay.
Yes, and I engaged them then on that day.
Yeah, you had 8 people, so you didn't, I think you say you had 8 people?
Yes.
And you're talking about 3.
3, yes.
You knew 3. You didn't know the other 5.
Yes.
Okay.
While there are still some unresolved allegations facing Mkhwanazi, specifically in regards to that cover-up of a murder, we've heard the Commission say that they will now be starting an hour earlier tomorrow, and that is at 8:30 a.m., to be able to give him a chance to answer to a few questions. As I've mentioned, some of the shell-shocking allegations that came out in regards to his influence within EMPD and his wrongdoing was the allegation that he covered up a murder. He did speak on it very briefly during his testimony and evidence, where he said he was called to a scene in Brakpan where he was apparently told it would be an operation where they successfully recovered stolen goods, but he claims he was only at that scene for a few minutes, and it's likely that this will be, as we heard from the evidence leader, that very last question that he may perhaps be tested on, as we heard as well those chilling details previously from Witness D. But Vuyo, again, another anticipation is happening, as of course we are expecting Police Minister on special leave, Senzo Mkhwanazi, to also return to the Commission tomorrow. And I'm sure that you have some questions, or perhaps even some thoughts about what perhaps he would be answering to as he faces cross-examination. Back to you.